Finally, about the neighbors detection. When using the MBMA in V3, OSPF V3, we cannot automatically detect the neighbors. On an NBA interface, we have to configure the neighbors manually with the help of the interface configuration mode. This is all about the NBMA in OSPF V3. Next, moving on to the load balancing options and some more details about the OSPF v3. First, about the load balancing in OSPF v3. So when the device finds multiple routes to reach the destination, then the load balancing is needed. So it installs the route, or it finds or it chooses a route which is having the lowest administrative distance in the routing table. So every routing table and for every path, there is a value called as administrative distance. The route having the lowest administrative distance value will be chosen always. And yes, sometimes the device may have to select a route um, from the already learned values having the same administrative distance. In this case, it looks into the some other metrics which are called as the lowest cost. Yes, additional to the administrative distance, it looks into the cost value, and then it takes the one which is having the lowest cost. And because every routing process, for every routing process, there is a different type of cost calculation, and this can be utilized for load balancing purpose. So the OSPF P3 has a process for load balancing. It finds the destination, it finds a path to a destination through more than one interface, and each has the same cost. Then it installs every path in the routing table and chooses based on the how it learned that particular path. So there is only one restriction in this concept, which is the maximum path can be utilized. So this you can restrict it for the router with the help of command also. And the keyword which is used is the maximum hyphen paths. And you can set the default maximum path is 16. And but you have a range of 1 to 64 possibility. And what about the addresses imported into OSPF v3? When importing some set of addresses specified on a particular interface, the v3 is running into particular addresses. You cannot select particular addresses. So as we have already learned in the previous slide, either all the addresses is utilized or no addresses are being imported. So this is very important. And finally, about the OSPF v3 customization. Yes, you can customize v3 for your network, but it is not needed because by default itself OSPF v3 will meet all your requirements. So if you have to change, then you have to go for proper syntaxes and other things. And moving on to the cost calculation in the OSPF v3, because most of the components can change. We have seen now the cost calculation may vary. And how it has been calculated? It has been the recommended values for S2, S3, S4 are given in the slide. That has been based on the network simulations and based on the surveys which are done already. And the recommended value for S1 is 0, and this is to eliminate this value from the root cost calculation. Yes, it's not that much included. And the cost calculation is also been given in the slide. You can go through it.